Hello everyone, this is Sydney, and I'm coming to you with Can You Teach Me How to Smile Again? An Eyeless Jack X Reader by RoseBlue26. We're going to be starting off with Chapter 17, Slender's POV. After Jeff agreed to train Wyan, I went to the living room and saw Wyan watching Ben play games with LJ. She's been socializing more with the other pastas, even though she still keeps her poker face, but she's getting more better with handling conversations. Wyan, I have something to tell you, I said to her. She nodded as if to ask me to continue. You will be starting your training by today in the backyard. I have arranged it to start in about 1 hour from now, so I think it is best for you to go get ready, I continued. Oh, really? Alright, I'll go and get ready then. But who's going to train me anyway? She asked, getting off from the couch. The others in the room was curious as well regarding the news of Wyan's training. You will know who it is when we start. For now, go and get ready. I ushered her out of the living room to go upstairs, and she just shrugged and continued to walk to her room. Suddenly, LJ asked from behind me, Why does Wyan have the training? I looked back at them and released a heavy sigh. She requested for a training this morning, and after some thinking, I thought it was best for her as well. She's going to need to learn how to protect herself someday anyway, I explained. Both Ben and LJ nodded. So, who exactly is going to train her? Ben asked, placing his head on his palm while sitting crisscross facing me. Jeff. He will train her, I said before teleporting out of the room, leaving both Ben and LJ with their mouths wide open. Wyan's POV. Once I prepared, I walked to the kitchen and out the backyard. And there stood Dad in his usual black suit. I walked to him. Hey, Dad, so can I know who is going to be helping me train? And as if on cue, the back door opened again, revealing Jeff in his black shirt and black long pants. There's no way Dad will ask him to train me, right? And as if he would agree to it, right? And then the realities crumbled down on me as Dad spoke up. Wyan, you will be training with Jeff for now until further notice. And Jeff, I'll leave her in your care. He just patted my hair before teleporting, leaving me alone with an annoyed, smiling killer in a very awkward situation. I gulped and looked at him, and he just gave me a cold look with his unblinking eyes and sighed. Let's just get this day over with, he said, tying his long black hair into a ponytail while walking towards me. Here, he said as he tossed me something small. I caught it and looked at it, and it was a black hairband. Well, what are you looking at? Put it on. Unless you want your hair to be in your way during my training session, he said as he stretched his body. I did as he said and tied my hair back, and once I was done, I faced him to wait for his instructions. Since Dad has decided that he was perfect to train me, I'll just follow along, even if it means I have to get beaten by Jeff. We will start now, he said calmly. All right, what should... I tried to ask, but interjected by Jeff, who suddenly ran straight towards me. It caught me off guard as I stumbled to dodge his punch. What the... I asked, surprised. Why? Did I scare you that much that you have shown your fear on your poker face? What, did you expect your opponent will let you get ready to attack before attacking you in a real battle? He said with a smirk and started to charge at me again. I just stared at him and dodged his punches. Good thing he didn't take out his knife, I thought. I tried to look at his fighting pattern while dodging. Stop dodging. Start countering me, he said as he tried to land a hook punch on me. I dodged to the right and held his outstretched arm, and I saw an opening and punched his stomach. And unfortunately, it doesn't affect him the same like last time. He didn't even flinch. I know I had put all of my strength in that punch the same, I think. Jeff sure didn't take it easy on me as he brought his knee to my stomach, making me gasp for air. I fall down to my knees and I start coughing as I try to breathe, and Jeff put his guard down and just stood in his spot. Your punch is too weak. Your dodging skills are good, but your attack skill is even worse than Sally's. What happened to the punch you put on me the other day? He said, smirking. I sit down completely on the ground, staring at him and sighing. Geez, I know I'm weak. No need to rub it in. Besides, if I think I'm good enough in fighting, I won't ask Dad for a training now, would I? How should I know? I know I had put all my strength in that punch like the other day, I said, rubbing my stomach. Do you really have to be so hard on the first day? I continued mumbling to myself. No, you didn't. If you did, I would have moved from my spot. We're going to need to train on your power more, he said, putting his hands on his hip and sighing. Stand up, he commanded. Punch me here, he said, taking a defense stance and holding up both of his palms. I did as he said, and he continued. Harder. Following his instructions, he asked me to punch into his hands. Punch after punch till the sky was already dark. I was panting and sweating from top to bottom. He sighed and lowered his hands. "I think that's enough for today," he said, and walked back into the mansion, leaving me alone in the backyard, panting. That was tiring. I dragged myself into the mansion and up to my room, taking a quick shower and plopping into my bed afterwards. As I was about to drift to a dreamland, a knock was heard on my door. I groaned as I just hollered, "Come in, the door isn't locked." The door opened up, revealing Jack with his mask on. I quickly sat up on my bed as he entered and closed the door. He was holding a tray with apple juice and some fish and chips. Is this what we are having for dinner? I was too tired to go downstairs for dinner. As I took the tray from him and placed it on the nightstand, I noticed he was a bit shaky. I wondered why, and he usually doesn't wear his mask when we were in the mansion. Why is he wearing it now? He didn't wear his usual hoodie if he was going to be going on a mission. "Hey, Jack, are you feeling all right?" I asked, concerned. He just nodded and stood still. I patted the bed for him to take a sit, and he was standing still for a moment before he nervously sat down. I was just sending you your dinner, since you might be too tired to go down for dinner," he said, panting a little bit. I just nodded while intensely looking at him. His breathing is not normal. Is he sick? He even wearing his gloves. "Jack, I know you're hiding something. You're sick, aren't you? Have you eaten your dinner?" I asked, peeking at his mask. "I'm not hungry. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. I'm just going to go back to my room," he said before trying to stand up and falling forward. I quickly grabbed him so that he wouldn't fall directly to the floor. "Jack, stop being stubborn and let me help you," I said as I heaved him up onto the bed back. Still holding his hand, I said, "You have helped me so much before, so for once tell me if you are sick or if there is anything I can do for you." He tensed for a second and sighed. "I'm fine. I'm just a bit dizzy. That's all. There's nothing you can help with," he mumbled with a demonic kind of voice in the last part of his sentence. I was too shocked that I released his hands and backed away a little. "Jack?" Once I released his hand, he was trembling, and he started to grow a bit taller, his hands turning into claws that ripped his gloves. I just looked at him, not knowing what to do or what was happening. And suddenly he let out a scream and ran out of the room. There was chaos downstairs, guessing the others must have seen him. And while I was too dumbfounded to move and follow him, I looked on the floor and I saw his blue mask. It must have fallen off when he was running away. "Jack, what exactly is happening to you?" Chapter 18, Slenderman's POV. We were all gathering for dinner on the dining table, and I noticed Wyan was nowhere to be found. She must have been too tired for dinner. And just then I saw Jack coming in, walking towards the stairs. "Jack, can you help me with something?" I asked as I distributed the dinner to the others. He stood at the hallway and just waited. He seems odd. "Are you all right, Jack? Are you feeling well?" I asked, and he just replied with a nod. "Can you please help me bring dinner to Wyan?" I asked, giving him the tray of today's dinner. He nodded and took it. He seemed weak for some reason. I'll ask him later after dinner, I thought. As we were all having our dinner, suddenly I felt an intense aura emitting from the forest. A demonic kind of aura, and it couldn't be. I teleported into the backyard and looked for the source. Suddenly there's a loud scream sounding from upstairs in the mansion, and with the sound of running and chaos in the kitchen. Then I saw what seems like Jack's figure running towards the front yard, screaming in pain. "Wyan," I thought before teleporting to her room. "Wyan, are you all right? My dear, are you hurt?" I asked as I saw her holding on Jack's mask and just spacing out. "Wyan, talk to me. Please, my child," I said as I crouched down and held her hands. "There's a noise at the other postas trying to calm Jack. I'm going to need to help them." What's happening to Jack?" she asked with a teary eye. I sighed and patted her head. She doesn't look hurt physically. That's a relief. "Don't worry about him. The others and I will help him return back to normal. It's all Zalgo's fault that Jack has become uncontrollable. But I need you to do me one thing. Do not come out of the mansion no matter what. Do you understand?" I warned her. I don't want Zalgo to find out about her. She just nodded, and I teleported back to the front yard. All the proxies and pastas were trying to calm him down. Jane and Clockwork were taking care of Sally in the mansion. "Zalgo, stop it now," I said in a distorted voice. Everything went silent before a ring of fire appeared a few meters behind Jack's crouching figure. There was a demonic laughter echoing throughout the forest. "Don't be too grumpy now, my dear Slender Man. We were just playing. And I was just taking back my little half-demon back," he said as he appeared from the center of the fire. He took a form of his human form, smiling devilishly. He was putting up a good fight, but somehow lose it and now I'm controlling him. He said, patting Jack's head like a dog he owned. Oh, and by the way, I also wanted to introduce my new proxy. Jeff, I'm sure you're going to love him, he said, smirking to Jeff. Everyone meet my new proxy, Lou. Homicidal Lou, he said, revealing a brown-haired boy with stitches across his face, green eyes, and a gray scarf with black striping hanging around his neck. Jeff was stunned. Lou? Brother. No. Jeff stuttered as he backed away. It was supposed to be deceased brother, Lou Woods. Ryan's POV. As soon as Dad teleported out of the room, I recollected myself and stood up standing still, holding onto Jack's mask. I went downstairs and saw Clockwork was hugging Sally in the corner of the living room, trying to comfort her and Jane, looking out through the window with her knife ready in hand. What's going on? Is everyone okay? I asked, walking towards Jane. She looked back at me before returning to stare through the window. He's here. That bastard kept trying to take Jack away for a while now. The stupid son of a bitch Zalgo, she said in a rage. I look out and find that a man patting on Jack's head like a dog. What does he want him in the first place for? No way. Suddenly Jane spoke up, stuttering as she got closer to the window, trying to look at the new person who just came out from the fire. Jeff was also acting strange when he saw the man. Who was he? Jane, are you okay? Who is he? I asked. She turned to face me and she took a deep breath before saying, That person is Lou Woods, Jeff's brother. But he was supposed to be dead when Jeff killed all of his family that night. Jane had once told me about Jeff's backstory before. If he's dead, then how come he is right here in front of everyone? Suddenly the outside had turned tense as Lou charged at Jeff, and some devils coming out from the fire attacking all of them, while Jack is attacking Dad. Zalgo was just laughing from within the circle of fire, watching over the chaos that had fallen upon us. Watching all those fires burning and them fighting had me in a state of a trance. Jane had went out to assist them fighting. Clockwork is still trying to comfort a trembling Sally, and I looked at both of them before looking back outside. Suddenly my eyes focused on the battle between Jeff and Lou. Jeff was not putting up a good fight. Every time his knife got near Lou, he would pause for a second, hesitating, ending up being pushed back by Lou. He needed help, and if not, he would let himself die. But Dad had warned me to not go outside, and I can't let Zalgo know about me being here. But I can't let everyone fight while I'm just standing here watching, doing nothing. I have to help them, even if it costed me my life. I look at the mask I was holding in my hand. Maybe I can do that. Dad said he didn't want Zalgo to know about me and my abilities, but if I put on a disguise and make sure not to use my abilities, that will not reveal anything about me, right? I ran back upstairs and took Jack's black hoodie and put it on. I put on Jack's mask and went to the kitchen to find myself some weapons. I took out a decent kitchen knife and tied my hair back before proceeding towards the door. Clockwork stood with Sally in her hands. Wait, Ryan, where are you going? You aren't supposed to be out there. It's dangerous, she said worriedly. I lowered my head as my hand froze a few centimeters from the doorknob. I know it's dangerous. Dad had warned me to stay inside no matter what happens, I said in a low voice. But I just can't stand here and watch. I have to do something. I know I can do anything to help. I don't want to lose anyone, and I don't want to lose any of my family members ever again, I said before storming out of the mansion, closing the door. I ran towards the one fight that I have to assist first, and I went towards Jeff and Lou. I can't just keep hiding forever. I can't be in defense all the time. I need to attack. I won't lose anyone, I mumbled from behind the mask. Lou kicked Jeff to the ground and was hovering over him. Jeff was motionless and kept staring at Lou. Brother, why won't you fight me? Kill me again, just like you did that night, Lou said to him, raising his knife ready to stab Jeff. Jeff had a look of defeat on his face. I would not let him die like that. I ran towards Lou and pushed him off of Jeff. Get up, I said to Jeff while still keeping an eye on Lou. Who are you? Lou asked menacingly. This is our fight. Do not interfere, he continued as he ran towards me, ready to slice me open with his knife. I dodged a swing and steered him away from a dazed Jeff, bringing out my knife and blocking his attacks. Jeff, please, pull yourself together. The Jeff that I know isn't this weak, I said to pull him back from his daze. He just watched me with a blank expression. I don't know what really had happened in your past, but if he is your brother, he will not do this to you. He must be under Zalgo's control, just like how Jack is right now, so please, snap out of it, I said as I gritted my teeth while blocking Lou's knife with mine. Suddenly, Lou sees an opening and kicks me square in the stomach, resulting to me releasing my knife and falling back on the ground with a thud. Why does everyone want to kick my stomach today? I was about to get up when he came and kicked me again while I was lying down. I coughed, trying to bear the pain and to breathe. You talk too much. It's time for you to die now, he said as he brought his knife down towards my head. I closed my eyes behind the mask as I braced for the knife to cut into my skull, but nothing happened. I peeked one eye open and I saw a white hand holding Lou's hand in place just a few inches from my face. Nobody can hurt her, not even you, Jeff yelled before throwing him off of me. You okay there, Pipsqueak? He said, smirking at me, and for once I felt relieved and not annoyed at his smug act. You know, you could have come to your senses sooner, Snow White, I retorted, smirking behind the mask. Lou was already up and was furious. He growled before dashing towards us, both of us move out of the way. Jeff took his knife and started to attack him. After a couple of attempts of attacking and defending on both sides, Jeff finally got a clean cut on Lou's chest and a stab on his shoulder. Zago suddenly called Lou back to him, which Lou followed reluctantly. Zago looked at both of us. Well, more to me, actually. His stare was intimidating. It gave me shivers. If a looks can kill, I would have been dead. Jeff walked and stood in front of me, like protecting me from this Zago guy. Zago smirked before teleporting to who knows where with Lou, leaving his little devil and the still out-of-control Jack with us. I looked at Jeff, who was a bit saddened as he watched his brother vanish with Zago. And Jeff sighed before turning back to me with his knife in hand. You're a little crazy, Pipsqueak, aren't you? You could have died, and why are you wearing Jack's mask and hoodie? He said as he stabbed one of the devils that ran towards us. Can you stop calling me that? I'm not that small. And I could have said the same to you. What makes you think taking a nap now is a good time? And this, Dad said I can't be seen by him, so I guess a bit of a disguise can help with this. I said as I dodged a devil that tried to slice me with his long nails, and stabbed it in the back. Jeff just chuckled. And since you're already out here, let's help the other. He said as he led the way to the others. Following behind him, I was determined to help Jack. Jack, please be all right, I mumbled behind the mask. That is the end of those 2 chapters. Snow White is actually crazy. I was not expecting to read that because this is my first recording. I didn't have to do any other takes. I was not expecting her to call him Snow White. Anyways, if you guys like those 2 chapters, let me know how you guys felt. Thought I'd do a little bit of a longer one. I got today off, so it was great. I have more time that I can actually record. So I hope you guys enjoy that. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And make sure you guys eat and drink water. I know some of you guys don't drink water. Yeah, I'm talking about you. I'm joking. I'm feeling in a goofy mood today. Anyways, you guys have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.